On August 6, 2021, Cedar Point released a YouTube video and announcement to numerous social media pages with the title Special Announcement. At the time, I think most of us were expecting something surrounding park improvements, special deals, or maybe even a new amusement ride. What we got instead was the news that Wicked Twister would be closing for good on September 6th of this year. In this video, I wanted to break down my thoughts on this announcement, as well as talk a little bit about Wicked Twister, the role it's played in the park's history, and the future of the roller coaster. So first and foremost, Wicked Twister is an intimate impulse coaster that opened at Cedar Point on May 5th, 2002. The ride was just another example of the park's rapid growth at the time in adding record-shattering roller coasters and recognizing themselves as the coaster capital of the world. Wicked Twister would be marketed as the world's first and only double twisting impulse coaster. Most other impulse coasters would have just one twisted spike and a straight 90-degree vertical spike. More importantly though, Wicked Twister for nearly 20 years held the title of the tallest inverted roller coaster in the world. I think a lot of people don't recognize that often since it's not a full circuit ride, but nonetheless it stood 215 feet, which is very impressive. The ride also rocketed to 72 miles per hour through intense entrances and exits into the twisted spikes. If you ride in the back row, you feel sensations that you can't feel on any other coaster in the world, being thrown up that back spike and spiraling back down it, in which provides crazy positive G-forces as well as pull and whip. I know me personally, I've always found Wicked Twister to be a blast and extremely underrated. It seems to get overshadowed in Cedar Point's coaster lineup, enough to where it gets very minimalistic attention amongst coaster enthusiasts. This is also true amongst the general public who visit the park also. Even on busy days, this thing will never get a line, which is probably a big reason to its removal from the park, but it did make for marathons when everything else had a long wait time. The main point I'm trying to make out of all of this is that I've had some incredible memories on Wicked Twister over the years. I've ridden it many times, first in 2019 and later in 2020, and I'm so grateful for these opportunities since I may never get the chance again. Now I say may because I do think there is a potential future for this ride. If you guys remember a while back when California's Great America and Santa Clara, California released their long-term plans to the city, one of the things they were looking into was adding an impulse coaster. Obviously, Cedar Fair and Intamin's relationship were super rocky by this point, and Intamin hadn't built one of these rides in years anyways. So I think the popular rumor was that Cedar Fair, which is Cedar Point's parent company, would take a currently operating impulse coaster from one of their parks and move it to California's Great America, where it could be given new life. Now there are two other Intamin impulses in the Cedar Fair chain. They would be Possessed at Dorney Park and Steel Venom at Valley Fair. At the time of this recording, I think Steel Venom is definitely safe. That ride seems to get loads of TLC, and it's also the only Intamin impulse coaster that still uses its holding brake. Possessed, on the other hand, has had a rocky past few years with minimal attention, minimal popularity, the possibility of removal with the rumored Gravity Group coaster, and also it being standing but not operating in 2020. But if you want my honest opinion, I see Possessed being scrapped far more likely than Wicked Twister being scrapped. The latter is a far more legendary ride that hasn't been relocated before, unlike Possessed. This means that it likely has plenty of service life left within it as long as it gets maintenance work it does or so will desperately need. My prediction for the future of Wicked Twister is that it will be moved over to Northern California, but of course I cannot confirm that, which is why I'm a little taken back by this announcement. I mean, I wouldn't expect to be happy about most any coaster removal, but seriously, Wicked Twister is an awesome roller coaster. This definitely doesn't hurt as much as the Volcano removal did for me from King's Dominion, but nonetheless, I would advise you guys all to get out to the park and get your last rides on it before it's too late. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and thank you Wicked Twister for all of the awesome memories. Rest in pieces, 2002 to 2021.